New furniture and mattress. A Simmons Beauty Rest luxury resort mattress with maximum support, comfort, and cooling technologies. Twin fuller queen mattress was $9.99. Save 30%, now only $6.97. And here's a 5-star bonus. Get a free box spring plus 2 free pillows and a $100 MasterCard gift card while supplies last at Levin's.
The following is sponsored by YWCA Greater Cleveland.
Empowering women and eliminating racism. Two seemingly simple phrases, yet an extraordinarily powerful mission that drives the work of YWCA Greater Cleveland. Over the past year, America has reached a boiling point. The ever-present existence of fear, frustration, uncertainty, and anger have left households in disarray, forever transformed businesses and communities, and has forced America to take a hard look at its values and beliefs. Issues of racial inequality, health disparities, homelessness, gender bias, gun violence, and pay inequity have forced us to all look deep within ourselves, at our neighbors, and across our communities as we search for a path forward. In Cleveland, there is one organization that has remained committed to doing the work and finding the solutions to many of these issues. Welcome to the YWCA Greater Cleveland 45th Women of Achievement Awards ceremony. Good evening. My name is Betsy Kling. I'm the chief meteorologist and 5 o'clock anchor of WKYC Channel 3. And tonight you are in for quite a treat. For the past 45 years, YWCA Greater Cleveland has been honoring phenomenal women in Northeast Ohio with the prestigious Women of Achievement Award. This year is no exception. Tonight, not only will you meet 8 incredible career-oriented and community-minded women who are deserving of this highest honor, but you're also going to learn more about YWCA Greater Cleveland. For more than 150 years, YWCA has been a pioneer and a staple in Northeast Ohio as one of the greatest advocates for women, individuals experiencing homelessness, young adults aging out of foster care, and early childhood learning. Simply put, YWCA Greater Cleveland has been at the forefront of the fight for change. Now, before we begin tonight's celebration, I want to introduce you to the YWCA's fearless leader, President and CEO Margaret Mitchell. Now, Margaret, I know this past year has not been easy for anyone, but your staff has remained committed to eliminating racism and empowering women. Can you talk to me about the past year and how the YWCA has adapted to remain focused on the mission?
Thank you, Betsy, and it's great to see you. Yes, COVID-19 has been quite a season for us, but I can tell you that we never closed our doors. And we have been continuously adapting to meet the needs of our participants. But I have to tell you that we are incredibly grateful to our community who has sustained us, and especially to the women across Northeast Ohio who have kept us top of mind. We've been focused on resiliency at the YWCA. Yes, COVID has taken an emotional toll on all of us, on both staff and participants. But we've continued to show up every day, and we've continued to show out. We've transitioned women from shelter into housing, and we've delivered learning supplies and resources to our families in our preschool. Our strategic plan is up and running and having impact in our community. It's a strategic plan that we implemented in 2019, and it's a vision that is now so timely for this moment when we are again focused on racial equity and advancing women and girls of color. We continue to do this work every single day.
Thank you, Margaret. I know I speak for all our viewers when I say you and your team are accomplishing amazing things. Now, for those who are watching at home, you can support the YWCA's mission by making a gift tonight. I am so excited to share that we have an inspirational match gift of $15,000 to double the donations that we received tonight. Making a gift is as easy as sending a text. Text WOA to the number 41444 with your name and the amount that you'd like to give. Instructions are also located at the bottom of your screen. Jennifer made a gift. Look at that. So did Enid. All right, so be sure to make the gift before the night ends to double your impact.
Each year, approximately 29,500 teens age out of foster care in the United States. 200 youth in Cuyahoga County alone. Of these, nearly 100% have a mental health diagnosis and lack access to adequate care. Within 4 years of exiting from foster care, 24% of young adults have been homeless. Nearly half of young women in foster care have been pregnant at the age of 19. Former foster care youth are 3 times less likely to have a high school diploma or GED. In 2008, YWCA Greater Cleveland developed Nurturing Independence and Aspirations, NIA. Our goal? To support young adults in reaching and maintaining the highest level of self-sufficiency. NIA works under the umbrella of 6 core objectives: permanence, housing, education, employment, physical and mental health care, and personal and community engagement. We provide a support network of permanent adult relationships, safe, stable, and affordable housing, essential education and training, the training to obtain and retain steady employment, access to services and support for improving physical and mental health, and connections to the community to help our participants achieve their life goals. The YWCA believes that all young adults deserve long-term, supportive relationships to achieve their life goals. We commit to standing by the young people we serve. Won't you join us?
All right, Margaret, I understand Independence Place is celebrating its 10-year anniversary in 2021. That is amazing. Can you tell us how Independence Place has evolved over the 10 years and what this facility has meant for the young adults of Cleveland who are experiencing homelessness?
Yes, Betsy, it's been 10 years. 10 years of learning, 10 years of growing, and 10 years of supporting our young people. At the YWCA, we're in the business of relationships. And we're so proud that through those relationships, we're able to provide a network to young people, and we even remain accessible after they have left our housing. Through our amazing life coaches, we work to create life plans with each of the young people that is specialized to meet them exactly where they are. And by the time young women leave us, they are successful, they are strong, they are stable, and they are stepping out into their self-sufficiency.
Each year, the Women of Professional Excellence Award is presented to a group of phenomenal women recognized by their employers for their exceptional professional accomplishments, dedication to their organizations, and commitment to their communities. These women embody the spirit of the YWCA as they have empowered themselves and others to address and overcome disparities in the workplace and to eliminate barriers to advancement for all women. This year's honorees are true examples of what it means to be empowered women who empower women. Make sure to tweet your support for this year's Women of Professional Excellence using the hashtag YWCAWOA21. Please say congratulations to Allison Cameron, Kathy Coleman, Margaret Eichste, Jenny Febo, Laura Feller, Kalia Fisher-Grace, Emily Gessner, Yolande J. Heron, Tiffany Hodges, Melissa A. Jones, Brenda Kirk, Joanna P. Layton, Gretchen Long, Angela Matthews, and Sarah Mahalik. Congratulations, ladies. The 45th Annual Women of Achievement Awards ceremony is made possible by our dedicated sponsors who share our commitment to the advancement of women. Thank you to this year's Women of Achievement presenting sponsors, Key Bank and University Hospitals. To our peace sponsors, Westfield, and AES Management, doing business as Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen. Our justice sponsors, First Energy, and Jack Entertainment. And to all of our sponsors for your support of this event. Join these generous sponsors in supporting the mission by making a gift to YWCA. From supportive services for those experiencing homelessness to racial equity and education, your donation will help YWCA eliminate racism and empower women in the greater Cleveland community. Now, as a reminder, the first $15,000 donated tonight will be matched. And I see that Teresa just made a generous donation, so don't miss the chance to double your gift.
The world has changed, but the importance of managing your health has not. With regular visits to your primary care physician, chronic illnesses like high blood pressure or diabetes can be managed successfully. It's time to take control of your health at university hospitals. Protecting your health with science and compassion. University hospitals.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Cliff McGarrian, and as of this past February, I'm proud to be leading University Hospitals as CEO. I greatly value relationships, and I'm thankful for the bond that has been built between University Hospitals and the YWCA of Greater Cleveland over the past few decades. I am thrilled to be part of this event and to contribute to YWCA's mission of empowering women. It is my honor to present these prestigious awards tonight alongside Trina Evans from Key Bank. It is now my pleasure to introduce our first honoree, Carrie Carpenter. Carrie is the Senior Vice President and Regional Manager of Corporate Affairs for Huntington Bank and the co-founder of Women's Networking Group, Cleveland, a platform for women's equality issues. Carrie's leadership in local philanthropy efforts and commitment to addressing the needs critical to our community shows her true dedication to making Cleveland a better place to live for all. Carrie, you have made such an impact across the city of Cleveland. We thank you for your selfless work.
Carrie, you are known as a powerful advocate for change in Cleveland. Tell me what's been one of the most impactful projects that you've worked on.
Wow, it's hard to pinpoint one project throughout my career that has had the best impact on Cleveland, but I will point to a few projects. We worked to revitalize the business district in Ohio City, which I think really helped revive the area around West Side Market. We've developed some wonderful artist programs to support artists in the Gordon Square Arts District. I've been a long-time volunteer for the Cleveland Food Bank for more than 15 years, and they do just such wonderful work helping the most vulnerable in our community. And now I feel very lucky to serve on the board of the Cleveland Foundation, which has just such a huge impact throughout the region.
One of the things people might not know about you is that you're co-founder of the Women's Network Group. Talk a little bit about that.
So some friends and I started the Women's Networking Group about 5 years ago. It started as a small group that had in-person events that focused on gender equality and empowering women in the workplace. It's since evolved organically to become a 25,000 member Facebook group where women share job opportunities, they seek career advice, they seek all sorts of, sharing tips for women in the workplace. I've been most proud of the work of the women's group during COVID. It really pivoted to share information about filing for unemployment or hunger resources or how to write a resume. And I think that's been really important because women have been so disproportionately impacted by COVID between higher job losses and then also trying to simultaneously educate their kids at home.
Speaking of COVID, I know you do have a day job at Huntington Bank. Tell us a little bit about the work you and Huntington have done during this season.
Huntington joined immediately with the Greater Cleveland COVID Rapid Response Fund. And together we've been working with nonprofits that are doing just amazing work in our community. So we're funding things like hunger programs for people that have lost their jobs, homeless services, trying to stop the spread of COVID in congregate facilities, and all sorts of different things that really immediately address the needs of COVID. And since the vaccinations have come about, we're actually funding education and outreach, to include everyone in the vaccination efforts. We're funding pop-up vaccination sites at churches in the neighborhoods to bring the vaccine to where people are.
Such good work. And you are a dedicated advocate for Cleveland. And on behalf of the YWCA, it's a delight to be able to recognize you as a 2021 Woman of Achievement.
Thank you so much, Margaret.
Our next inspiring honoree is Gladisa Guadalupe. Gladisa is the artistic director and co-founder of the Cleveland Ballet, as well as the founder of School of Cleveland Ballet. Gladisa's ballet career boasts of training at the School of American Ballet and studying under ballet icon and father of American ballet, George Balanchine. Upon retiring from the stage, Gladisa's artistic vision and direction has grown the School of Cleveland Ballet and the Cleveland Ballet exponentially. Gladisa, we commend you for your creativity and drive. Congratulations.
Gladisa, I'd love to hear the history of Cleveland Ballet.
The history of Cleveland Ballet started in 1935 by the Russians creating a ballet company, the Cleveland Ballet. After the war, that closed. In the 70s, Dennis Nahat and Ian Horvath, principal dancers of American Ballet Theater, relocated themselves to Cleveland and created a second version of the Cleveland Ballet, which I was part of as a principal dancer, artistic associate, and school director. 2014, my husband, Dr. Michael Krasniansky, and myself decided to bring back a ballet here in Cleveland, a third generation of the Cleveland Ballet, and we're here to stay for many, many decades.
I know you mentor young people all over the globe. What is your advice for them today?
Resilience, dedication, commitment. Once they have a passion, they have a vision, keep moving forward. People will come into your life and exit, but you will be right there, right? Moving forward. One cookie at a time. Never let anybody change who you are. Just let them help you shape yourself and keep moving forward.
I know that during this COVID season, you haven't seen any barriers. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. COVID has brought us out of the box. We, of course, at the beginning, when the state was closed, we decided to get up in the morning the next day and go back to work. We did virtual classes, Zoom classes for both in the school and the company. And we performed. We created a tour around the city of Cleveland, a tour in Florida, and today we're still performing and educating children.
You've had a very long commitment to diversity in the ballet, both here in Cleveland and in New York and on the West Coast. Talk a little bit about your commitment to particularly Latino and African American ballet dancers.
I was born and brought up in Puerto Rico. We're all different shapes and colors, and that's how I see the world. And the world of ballet is not for one size or one color. This is what makes the dance world so great. Different shapes, different colors, different ways of interpreting a ballet, a dance, you know. And I have dancers from 10 different countries, all different colors, all different shapes, and I just love it. It's inspiration for me, inspiration.
Well, Gladisa, on behalf of the YWCA, I am just honored and thrilled to honor you as a Woman of Achievement for 2021.
Thank you.
This year, we're celebrating our 45th Women of Achievement Awards ceremony. Over the last 45 years, so many of you have celebrated with us at ballrooms across Cleveland to recognize the extraordinary women of Northeast Ohio. YWCA Greater Cleveland has honored over 200 local women with this award, many of whom have made a national impact, including Mary Verde Fletcher, Beth Mooney, Stephanie Tubbs-Jones, Sandra Pianalto, Judge Jean Morrell Capers, Carol Hoover, and United States Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, Marsha Fudge, just to name a few. Big names. Take a moment now to make a gift in honor of one or all of these remarkable women and help us continue lifting up our future women of achievement.
Wake up! It's payday.
Yeah, meaning we can tackle these bills and make a budget.
Where's Mr. Puffington?
Payday means shopping.
Payday means paying down our loans because we had to study philosophy.
Oh, calm down. I'm sure we'll figure out money someday.
Someday is right now, and we could use some help.
Did we have to sell Mr. Puffington?
Throughout your entire life, you've been in your own head about money. We're here to help. KeyBank opens doors.
On behalf of KeyBank and my fellow Women of Achievement, I applaud YWCA for 45 years of honoring, recognizing, and celebrating the amazing women of our region by highlighting their many achievements in their career and in their communities. As a longtime partner and advocate, I have seen firsthand how the YWCA changes lives. KeyBank and YWCA share the mission of eliminating racism and empowering women. On behalf of the entire KeyBank team, 17,000 strong from Maine to Alaska, thank you for sharing in that commitment and for being here today. It is my honor and privilege to introduce Kathryn Hall, a remarkable woman who is truly dedicated to the people of Cleveland. Kathryn is the Vice President of Diversity and Inclusion for Jack Entertainment. Kathryn's love for people, her deep commitment to seeing minority businesses thrive, and her unwavering passion for equity and inclusion are catalysts for her enduring commitment to service and an impressive civic footprint. Kathryn, we admire your leadership and celebrate your work to create a more equitable society and a better, brighter future for all. Congratulations, Kathryn, on this wonderful and well-deserved honor.
Kathryn, I'd love to hear about your role at Jack Entertainment.
So I have the privilege of being the Vice President of Diversity and Inclusion for Jack. And in my role, I get to educate the community on who Jack is. Our individual guests who come to the casino understand the gaming industry, but the vast majority of the community do not. They drive by and they make up a story. And we want to influence that story. We want to inform people that we have over 5 million guests a year, that we spend millions of dollars in business purchases every year, so goods and services, and also that we are born here and raised here, which means we are very committed to the community. And we take pride in the community service that we garner, and our team members love to go out in the community and volunteer. And so I am there to help bridge the distance between the gaming industry and the community.
I love that you mentioned, the goods and services, and I want to hear a little bit about minority businesses and your role in advocating for minority businesses.
Oh, absolutely. In all of my opportunities and careers, I have had the privilege of working with supplier diversity, and that's the same case here at Jack Entertainment. What we do is we spend millions of dollars every year on goods and services. We also spend millions of dollars in the construction industry. And because we are a local, born and raised casino, we want to make sure that organizations and communities, goods and services, and businesses are aware of the opportunities that they have to partner with us, as well as the various different career opportunities that are available in gaming. So we take that very serious, and I also have personally made that a commitment in many of the careers that I've held.
Well, I know that you keep a very full schedule. In addition to your work at Jack, you also have a very vibrant consulting business, and you're also very involved on a number of community nonprofit boards. How do you balance it all?
Balance is an operative word. Sometimes I'm really good at it. Most times I'm not. But one of the things that I made a commitment to do years ago when I get asked to serve on boards is can I make a contribution? And when I am on the boards, has my contribution been met? And so part of the balance is when I have served and made a contribution that is significant and I've done all I can do, I have learned to walk away. I've also learned to not accept new board roles unless they fit with my mission and my vision and my values. And then with regard to my clients, I'm very fortunate to have a career and a clientele. Most of my clients have been with me for years, and we know each other well, so we work well and we work quickly together. And so I do try to balance and have a personal life among those things as well.
Well, as the former board chair for the YWCA, I can attest to your long commitment and strong commitment to nonprofit organizations. And on behalf of the YWCA, I want to congratulate you for being named a 2021 Woman of Achievement.
And it's an honor. Thank you.
Our next honoree's commitment to building her community sets an extraordinary example for us all. Ariane Kirkpatrick is the president and chief executive officer for the AKA team, a commercial construction company responsible for landmark treasures like the Cleveland Museum of Art. She is also CEO of Harvest Ohio, a vertically integrated medical cannabis business. Ariane is a trailblazer in non-traditional business ownership and a persistent voice and tireless advocate in pursuit of equity and access for all. Ariane, this recognition is so richly deserved. Thank you for your dedication and your commitment to your colleagues and to your community. You are a trailblazer who is showing the way for all who follow. Congratulations, Ariane.
Ariane, you have a dynamic business. It is a business in the construction industry. Why is representation, gender representation, so important in construction?
It's very important for women to get involved in construction. It's a place that we're supposed to be. We've always built things in our homes, and it's time to build things in the community. It's time to build buildings. It's time to break barriers. We build walls. We need to pierce the ceilings. And we are a great part of the construction industry, whether it's in the field or construction management, and it's a place for women to be.
As a Black woman, business owner in construction, what do you say to other Black women wanting to get involved in the business?
I say that you could do this. I say that you have to have the fight of Harriet Tubman. You have to have the hope of Sojourner Truth, the integrity of Marsha Fudge, and know that this is your place. Know that this is a place, not just an acronym for us. We're not just MBEs. We're not FBEs. We are builders. It's something in our heritage for over 400 years, especially as Black women. So,
I would love for you to talk a little bit about vision and how you share your vision, how you impart your vision to others, and exactly why that is so important.
So, and it's real funny. One of my favorite quotes was from President Barack Obama. And he said, once you hit your whack into something bigger than yourself, that's when you reach your full potential. That's important to me because I think mentorship is what we're supposed to do. We are supposed to give back and help others. There's been so many people that have given me the vision to do what I want to do, and that's what I enjoy doing. I have someone in my office, and right now, virtually, at least once a week, mentoring, telling them how to start a business, telling them some of the pitfalls, very transparent in anything and everything I do, so they can know the truth, really, what it really takes to be an entrepreneur.
You know, my dad used to say there are some people who will get a can, sit on the can, get all they can in the can, and you're the opposite of that. You are somebody who just is constantly sharing and mentoring and developing others, and particularly women. What do you say to girls that want to do non-traditional things?
That is really a funny question for me because I don't believe in non-traditional. I think I sort of accidentally got into it because I thought that I was supposed to be this business owner. I knew I was supposed to do construction. I really wanted to be president of the United States. And because I found out later that these things were non-traditional, it sort of confused me. So go for it. There's not a such word as non-traditional. Take it out of your vocabulary.
Take it out of your vocabulary.
Yes.
I love that. And on behalf of the YWCA, I want to congratulate you for being named a 2021 Woman of Achievement.
Thank you very much.
Always keep your head down and your eyes up. Westfield, ensuring the spirit of small business.
As a Black child living in America, every day I wake up in disgust thinking of the day I had before me. All the kids around me laughing at the privilege they had handed to them, while the only privilege I have is to live another day. I remember the first time being called the word. I never would have thought this would have happened to me. My heart sunk and my eyes watered. The mental feeling was numb, and the physical pain was unbearable. It felt as if my heart was being ripped right out from my chest. It felt as if I couldn't breathe. My mother never felt the need to warn me because she never felt she had to. It wasn't until my eyes opened, I felt I needed to fit in. I needed to be like the others. Slowly, my personality started to fade, and that wall of picked out traits started to build. As I grew up, I struggled to find people like me, as well as myself. I wanted an idol, but now looking back on the past, I realized the only idol I ever really needed was me.
Was that not amazing? YWCA recently held a high school poetry and music contest to celebrate young women dedicated to eliminating racism and empowering women in the Cleveland area. Anisha Banks Bay is one talented young woman from Normandy High School and was selected to be featured at tonight's event. Anisha, thank you for gracing our stage with your powerful words. Well, now it's time for our next group of women of professional excellence. They are movers and shakers in their industries, many of whom may very well become Women of Achievement honorees themselves. So congratulations to Maggie Myers, Jasmine Portis, Danielle Price, Renee Richard, Rachel Sampson,
Christine Schmatzer, Karen Seeley, Harjus Sidhu, Taylor Smith, Janae Smith, Sarah Tester,
Diana Welch, Dr. Thea Wilson, and Ira Zyro. Congratulations to all of you and all of our women of professional excellence. Each year, the YWCA awards the Women's City Club Scholarship to one female high school student or GED recipient who is aged out of the foster care system. Terry Boone, a young essential worker from Maple Heights, was a resident of the YWCA's Independence Place for 1 year. Now, while a resident of Independence Place, Terry was able to secure a job with the Cleveland baseball team with the help and guidance of her life coach, Mr. Baker. Just 3 months into her stay at the YWCA, Terry enrolled in Cuyahoga Community College's Adult Diploma Program, and in a little over 1 year, she completed the program and walked the stage to receive her high school diploma in January of 2016. Can't help but smile about that. Now, Terry currently serves as an activities assistant in a nursing home. She's newly engaged. She recently discovered that their family will soon be blessed with their second child. She's gonna be busy. And having come a long way since her stay at the YWCA, Terry, she's never content. In the near future, she has dreams of becoming a homeowner to provide more space for her growing family. And she also plans to return to school to obtain a degree in art therapy. Forever grateful for her time as a resident of YWCA's Independence Place, Terry accredits much of her success today to the help and support she received from the staff for helping her gain just that, her independence, and molding her into the person she is today.
Forced to turn the other cheek, he must let his baseball abilities speak for him.
Singing freedom, 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 freedom.
I mean, ultimately, it's to bring awareness and make people, realize what's really going on in this country. There are a lot of things that are going on that are unjust, people aren't being held accountable for, and that's something that needs to change. We talk about football, we handle our business there, but there's also, a social responsibility that we have to be educated on these things and talk about these things.
Long, long, long way from my home, yeah.
The Cleveland chapter of the YWCA was founded right here 150 years ago. We began as a fierce advocate for recreation, fitness, and sports for women. Yes, women in Cleveland learned to swim at the YWCA. Now we no longer have pools, and our gyms are gone as well. But we continue to celebrate sports and the activism that advances racial equity and social justice.
Our next honoree has dedicated 30 years to the Cleveland community. Susannah Krey is president of the Sisters of Charity Foundation and senior vice president for the Sisters of Charity Health System in Cleveland. Susannah has advanced the robust missions of the health system and the foundation ministries, as well as leadership for hospital and health system administration. She has championed investments to end homelessness and address health and education disparities in Cleveland's central neighborhoods. Susannah, we are forever grateful for your unsinkable spirit, your unwavering faith, and your boundless passion to help neighbors and to lift neighborhoods. I am pleased and proud to present you with this well-deserved honor. Congratulations, Susannah.
An amazing career, Sue. What's been the most impactful project during your career?
So what stands out the most as I reflect on that question, Margaret, is the opportunity to work alongside the Sisters of Charity St. Augustine to really establish 3 foundations. They had started the St. Anne Foundation back in the 70s. They were trailblazers, and they got that opportunity again in the mid-90s, and they asked me to work alongside with them and lead that effort. And it's been 25 years now, and the work of those organizations has been so impactful in the community. And for me, it was a career change because I had been a healthcare executive and then moving into foundations, and it just gave me such a different perspective of the community and what the health of the community needs to look like that I didn't see from the healthcare lens. And so it was an extraordinary opportunity. And I just want to give a shout out to the Sisters of Charity Foundation Cleveland board. It's a diverse board, and they have been so dedicated to helping over these 25 years to really make a difference in Cleveland. And they recognize how important collaboration is and how important it is to bring lived experience to the table so that we can really make an impact.
It is an amazingly diverse board, and speaking of impact, I know you have done incredible work with wonderful citizens and neighborhood, the central neighborhood. What has been just an important investment that you see there?
Well, again, working with the residents, one of the philosophies we have that's so important is working both at the grass tops and the grassroots and recognizing that residents know the answers and they can lead the change. And so we've done the Promise Ambassador program through our convening of the Cleveland Central Promise neighborhood. There have been over 80 residents that have been trained to be Promise Ambassadors. They're on boards in Cleveland. They've started nonprofits. Some Some of them hold public office. They have done so many amazing things. They are the buzz for what's happening in the central neighborhood. Because at the end of the day, working closely with those who live in a community really can create, and collaborating with them can create great opportunity for community change.
It's a great neighborhood. I love how you elevate the community voice. When we think about the foundation and that community voice, what do you see going forward for the future?
I think spending more time in doing collaboration. You know, the issues and the pandemic brought that to life are so complex. No organization can do it alone. We have to do more collaboration. And I think you know well that also sharing the power table with those who have lived experience and they're the experts is so important. A place for me at the Y, which the Y has hosted, is such a great example. The young adults there are so amazing in trying to shape the way housing insecurity for young adults can be addressed and how we can solve that. So being innovative, working closely with others, and always remembering the importance of lived experience at the table. We're even doing that in all of our grant making now as we bring community perspective to make sure we're making good decisions.
Well, Sue, congratulations on being named a 2021 YWCA Woman of Achievement.
Thank you.
Our next honoree has paved the way for women in the Cleveland area. Marsha A. Mockabee is the president and chief executive officer for the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, the first woman to hold this position. During her 30 years at the league, Marsha has worked to develop effective programs for youth, parents, and community members that empower African Americans to develop and exercise their potential through education, advocacy, and service. Several of these have served as national best practice models. Marsha, we are privileged to have you as a leader in Cleveland. Congratulations to you.
Marsha, you and the Urban League are all things jobs and workforce development. Talk a little bit about what's happening there.
Oh, my goodness, it's been an exciting year, a challenging year, doing everything virtually as we have during the pandemic. But one of the things that I'm most proud of is our connection to the Ohio to Work initiative coming out of Governor DeWine's office and partnering with wonderful local partners like Ohio Means Jobs and also the Goodwill in the pilot phase has really positioned the Urban League in a great way to really build our capacity in that area. Lots of challenges as we're coming out of this economic downturn, but I think with the power of the collaborative at both the state and the local levels, that we're really poised to be able to meet those challenges and really help people get back to work. So it's exciting.
You have such a long history in workforce development. But you mentioned Governor DeWine, and I do know that he appointed you to be on the state level census board. And talk a little bit about that work and what you see moving forward.
So I will tell you that it was well led, well organized, and had great leadership. Who would have known that the pandemic would have been an interrupter? And it was absolutely sad in many ways because there was so much potential to be able to do an amazing count for this 10 years, but the pandemic just created so many challenges and barriers to really counting, especially in our hardest to count areas. And we're paying for it, and we're going to pay for it for the next 10 years. So, you know, hopefully we'll be prepared and there will be no pandemic in the next 10-year count.
I know you have a new work that you are incubating, and that is the Race and Equity Institute. I'm very excited about it. Yes. Talk a little bit about what you see happening there.
I believe that for a while we have needed a seat in our community where advocacy, policy, and championship of the issues that impact our community could be incubated, could be developed, could be nurtured and supported. And I've been talking to a number of our legacy leaders in our community who are excited to help me do that. And so we're looking forward to getting it launched and having it be something that's very community responsive. So we're very excited about that work.
Well, thank you for everything that you do. And on behalf of the YWCA, congratulations on being named a 2021 Woman of Achievement.
Thank you, Margaret.
What makes the Popeyes chicken sandwich the sandwich? Freshly hand-battered chicken, crunchy pickles, creamy mayo, and buttery brioche buns. The only thing better than how it sounds is how it tastes.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all people are created equal and born with certain unalienable rights, including life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But all too often, that truth is forgotten. All too often, those rights are ignored, as all too many stand in silence and all too many suffer alone. So our work goes on until the land of the free is free of racism, until the home of the brave is brave enough to change, until by the people and for the people means doing right by all the people, until justice just is.
Until justice just is. That is what we are fighting for. In 2021, nearly 20,000 participants from over 2,600 zip codes participated in our 21-day Racial Equity and Social Justice Challenge. In 2021, the challenge looked at reparations, sports, gender-based violence, and environmental racism. We also partnered with sister YWCAs to launch over 30 new locations executing our challenge. We're also helping a new generation of women leaders through our partnership with Girl Scouts of Northeast Ohio. I'm proud to say that both Cleveland and Cuyahoga County have declared racism a public health crisis. And YWCAs are on the front lines of this movement for systemic change around the country. Won't you join us in supporting our work?
Our next honoree is one of the most accomplished Black franchise owners in the Cleveland area. Vanessa Whiting is the president of AES Management Corp. Owning and operating one of the largest Black-owned Popeyes franchises in the country, she employs more than 350 Cuyahoga and Summit County residents. Her franchise has a long-standing and remarkable commitment to provide first opportunities and second chances to those who need them most. And that's because she has centered her life on faith, on family, and on community. Vanessa, your success is a testament to the power of perseverance, to the fact that there is strength in kindness and grace in selflessness. We are so incredibly fortunate to have the benefit of your leadership, your willingness to carry as you climb, and your interest in revitalizing the neighborhoods we call home. Congratulations to you, Vanessa, on this remarkable and well-deserved recognition.
Vanessa, I know you served on Governor Mike DeWine's Restaurant Advisory Committee during COVID-19. What were some of the key takeaways to work on a committee like that during a crisis?
Certainly. One takeaway was that in a crisis, people can come together, and we did, and address the needs not only of the restaurateurs, but of our customers. And it was wonderful to see how focused each portion of the industry was on really keeping our customers safe and keeping the public safe. And so you had caterers, you had quick serve people, you had sit-down restaurants, and there were various issues confronting each one of those entrepreneurs. And the primary focus was, how do we keep our customers safe, keep the doors open, keep people employed? And so those were the driving factors. We knew that if we were able to keep our customers safe, we're adding, we're keeping the community safe, keeping our employees safe, and so it was really a valuable lesson in collaboration, and so that I would say those are the key takeaways for me.
I know you are also the current board chair for Metro Health Hospitals here in Cleveland. Yes. What are you most excited about?
Oh, I'm excited about so many initiatives at Metro. As you know, we're building a beautiful new hospital for the community. I think our patients are going to benefit greatly from just having a wonderful, warm, vibrant environment in which to stay and heal. I'm excited about the work that Metro is doing in the community, not only during COVID, where we've given many vaccines and COVID testing, but beyond in terms of looking at what we call the social determinants of health. What we know now from the science is that genetics is just a small part of your health and why one gets sick or has disease, and the factors around them, transportation, food insecurity, stress, all of those issues impact your health. And we're working with other partners such as yourself to address those issues.
I hear you talking about transformation in your remarks, and that happens at the organizational level, but it also happens individually too. I know you mentor a number of young women. What are some of the things that you find yourself sharing with them that might resonate with you?
Certainly, and I call them my grasshoppers. They're phenomenal young women. What we share in common is, I think, a love for the community, love for family, a certain sisterhood. Some of the things we discuss that I hope I've imparted upon them is to, really know your worth. When you're in the room, speak up and speak out. Otherwise, there's no real reason for you to be in the room. It's not an individual situation. Typically, you're there to represent others than yourself. So we talk about that a lot. Also, carry as you climb. As you're successful, make sure that you're bringing others along with you. And with that, we share those values, and I think I've imparted that because I see them in the community as community leaders, as business leaders, and they are doing just that. They are bringing along others with them.
Vanessa, I love that you carry as you climb, and I want to congratulate you on being named a 2021 YWCA Woman of Achievement.
Thank you. It is an honor.
The final honoree of the night is an example of true community leadership and involvement. Lorna Wisham is the Vice President of Corporate Affairs and Community Involvement and President of the First Energy Foundation. Under Lorna's leadership, the First Energy Foundation has donated approximately $3.4 million to nearly 100 organizations last year. Lorna's dedication to the Cleveland community has led her to serve on several local nonprofit boards and volunteer for women's organizations such as Delta Sigma Theta and the Links Incorporated. Lorna, we're truly making our community a better place. Congratulations on becoming a woman of achievement.
Lorna, I'd love to hear you share a little bit about the Investing with Purpose initiative that you are responsible for at First Energy.
Thank you, Margaret. The Investing with Purpose initiative was created last May as a follow-up to investments that we were already or had already made within 3 weeks of the governor's declaration that we were in a state of emergency due to the pandemic. We were hearing from nonprofit partners of the challenges that they were facing operationally, programmatically, and decided that there was a little bit more that we needed to do. So our leadership decided that we would take additional funds out of the First Energy Foundation to make specific investments across our footprint that addressed largely education and digital divide, health and safety, workforce and development, and especially social justice issues. When we initiated the conversation around what else can we do, our team had realized that we were in the middle of a second pandemic, if you will, related to systemic racism. George Floyd had just been murdered. We had begun to see an incredible response globally with respect to civil unrest to address a number of the challenges that communities of color were facing at the time. And we decided that social justice would be a significant part of the Investing with Purpose program as well. So all total, once the program is completed, there'll be $7 million additional from the First Energy Foundation that will be infused within our communities to address a number of these issues.
You've never shied away from challenge. You spent time in Mayor Mike White's administration as well as Mayor Jane Campbell. Yes. What was that experience like?
Well, I've always said that working in public sector was one of the best jobs that I've ever had, probably until this current role that I have at First Energy now. And I think it's largely because of the impact that working within public sector has on the communities that we serve. And Cleveland is special. This is where I was born, where I was raised. And my thoughts around the impact that leadership can have in changing the lifestyles and the economic opportunities and the educational opportunities for Cleveland residents is really significant in leadership, whether it was under Mike White or Mayor Mike White or Mayor Jane Campbell. The opportunity to really impact or effectuate change for the residents of Cleveland was really significant. It's something that I really long won't forget. So,
what advice continues to resonate with you?
Advice from my father. My dad, some folks would say, was much like E.F. Hutton to me. When he spoke, I did listen. I may not always have taken his advice, but in most cases, his advice was spot on. And one of the things that I do remember specifically about really growing up in Shaker Heights and building relationships and friendships with people that did not look like me, he drove my sister and I to really think about the importance of building cultural alliances across age and race and gender, and really recognizing the importance that long-term those relationships would have, not just from a personal standpoint, but eventually from a professional standpoint.
I love that you shared that about your father. You and I have had a number of conversations about our fathers.
Yes.
And so I know how near and dear he is to you.
Yes.
And on behalf of the YWCA, I want to congratulate you for being named a 2021 Woman of Achievement.
Thank you, Margaret.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you to everyone who took the time to join us tonight. YWCA Greater Cleveland will continue to support and empower the women in our community, and the contributions that you all made tonight will make a real impact. If you want to join the YWCA movement, it's not too late to make a gift. In fact, Text to Give will be open all night. Look, I see Suzanne and Anita have both made generous contributions. Thank you both. And before we go, I want to thank one more time our presenting sponsors, KeyBank and University Hospitals. And thank you to our peace sponsors, Westfield and AES Management, doing business as Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen. Thank you to our justice sponsors, First Energy and Jack Entertainment, and to all our sponsors who made this event possible. Now, congratulations again to all of the women who we've honored here tonight. You've inspired us, and we are so grateful for your dedication to our community. And to our audience, thank you all for supporting YWCA Greater Cleveland. We are often reminded of the work left to be done to eliminate racism and empower women, and we thank you for joining us on this mission. Have a good night.
This isn't your typical runaway bride scene. It's a Nissan sales van ad.
Hurry in for a low $219 per month lease on the 2021 Nissan Rogue.
Every Cape Cod original chip is made with just potatoes, oil, and sea salt. And yet, there's nothing else like it. Cape Cod chips. Savor what's special.
Hey, what's that?
Bought groceries with my Credit Karma Money debit card and won a reimbursement. So I bought myself this trophy.
And filled it with nachos. Don't say it.
Nacho trophy.
Get paid back for the stuff you pay for with Instant Karma.
Chevy is America's fastest growing full-line brand, and people are taking it every